Hello children, let us continue chapter 5, the Greek, Roman and American civilization. In the previous video we have discussed about the Greek development of Greek civilization and their contributions, and today we shall discuss about the development of Roman civilization and their contributions. Roman civilization. Italy is a peninsula. Peninsula means it is covered by water by three sides. So spreading down into the Mediterranean Sea towards the south of Europe. Alp mountain range is to the north of Italy and Alpine mountain ranges passes through the center of Italy. So which mountain range is towards the north of Italy? That is Alp mountain range, and Alpine mountain ranges passes through the center of Italy. And Rome is on the bank of river Tiber and it is away from Mediterranean Sea. It is away 25 kilometers away from Mediterranean Sea. And in this plain, in the plains between Alpines and the sea, a tribe named Latins lived. In those days, around 2700 years back, people settled in the place called Rome on the banks of river Tiber. So, people of Rome lived on the banks of river Tiber, and the ancient people of Rome were called as patricians. So, what were the ancient people called? They were called as patricians, and the word patrician originates from the Latin word pater, which means father. Romulans believed Romulus and Remus as their forefathers. Rome was under the rule of monarchy. Monarchy means it is a system of government where it is ruled by a king or a queen. The Romans had the assembly and a senate. So they had the assembly by called assembly and the senate as a two political advisory institutions. The assembly was made up of all the middle-aged men, whereas the senate was the elite institution which was very influential. So, elite institution means it is a social group. Elite means it is a social group that is thought to be the best or the most important because of its power. It may be money or intelligence, etc. The Senate had the power to reject the proposals of the assembly and the king. And in 6th century BCE, monarchy was abolished. So, that type of system of government was abolished and a republic was established. Around 3rd century BCE, the administration of the whole of Italy came under the republic state. So, around which century? 3rd century BCE, the administration of whole Italy came under the republican state. There were two classes in the Roman society, the patricians and the plebeians. The patricians were the elite in the society and there were landowners. They were called as, the patricians were called as what? Patricians were called as the landowners and formed the upper class. It is that they who controlled the senate. The plebeians were the common people and they were ordinary workers, small landowners, artisans, small trade and soldiers, and their rights were limited. So, plebeians' rights were limited and they were soldiers, small artisans, landowners, etc. They were meant to pay taxes and to undergo punishments. In 5th century BCE, the plebeians rebelled against this system. As a result, what happened? The patricians granted them some concession. Thus, plebeians got the right to choose the member of the tribunes. Tribunes means an official in ancient Rome chosen by the plebeians to protect their interest. It was around this time that the rule based on Roman law was established, and this provided awareness over their rights and learned to oppose the violation of their rights. And a desire for expansion. They had the desire of expansion exposed to Roman into newer conflicts, and hence they battled with the Carthage, a coastal town in North Africa. Sicily was a fertile land area. The Romans fought for the control of this area for 118 years, and these were referred to as the Punic Wars. The Carthaginians were defeated in this war by the early 1st century BCE. The Romans had conquered Greece, parts of Asia and Egypt. Conquest and the victorious has enabled Rome to acquire vast wealth and richness. How they were able to acquire vast wealth and richness due to the conquest and the victories. Rome won over a lot of gold and innumerable slaves. Along with gold, they have won over the innumerable slaves. Rome not only had patricians and plebeians but also had slaves. And slaves did not have right to citizenship. They were the private property of their owners. Slaves were considered as a private property. Slaves were not some, slaves were also sold. And the Romans who had immersed themselves in their pride of status used the slaves as a gladiators. Gladiators are nothing but the wrestlers of the ancient Rome were called as gladiators. They amused at the combat of the gladiators from the amphitheater. So you can see the picture here, the amphitheater. A majority of slaves and prisoners lost their lives in such a games. It was a game just to entertain the spectator. Over a period of time, the chaos engulfed the Roman state, and now the rebellions and the assassinations took place regularly. So, because there was a chaos and the misunderstanding between the Roman state, there was a rebellions and assassinations took place regularly. Bribery and corruption also during election became the order of the day, and the generals on the account of continual wars reduced the authority of the Senate to insignificance. Pompey and Julius Caesar are the prominent among the hundreds of such military generals. Next, Julius Caesar. In the course of time, the rule of the first triumvirate means it is dominated by three powerful individuals known as triumvirate, consisting of Crassus, Pompey and Julius Caesar, started in Rome. As the military generals, Julius Caesar won France and England, and Pompey won Syria and Turkey. Crassus died while winning Parthia. Like this, Rome, which was just a city-state, became the empire, and Julius Caesar defeated and killed his rival Pompey. Caesar won the love of Cleopatra, the queen of Egypt. Who was Cleopatra here? The queen of Egypt. He was in a love. The powerful Caesar declared himself as a dictator of Rome and weakened the republic system of Rome. And he was assassinated by the time the Roman agriculture industry and commerce has evolved a lot. He implemented the Julius calendar also, and his work was further continued by Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar's previous name was Octavius. He formed the second triumvirate with Mark Antony and Lepidus. Later, he chased away Lepidus and shared the kingdom with Antony. Augustus Caesar defeated Antony as he sided with the Cleopatra. Mark Antony and Cleopatra committed suicide. After this, Augustus assumed the title of Imperator, a commander of chief or a emperor of the ancient Rome is considered as Imperator. He consolidated all the power with himself and ruled. Caesar is called as the golden period of Rome. Jesus Christ lived during this period. Augustus undertook many welfare programs, and he himself declares that he changed the Rome from a mere brick city into white marble city. Pax Romana was established. Pax Romana means peaceful period of Rome. Now let us study about the literature, their contributions towards literature, philosophy, art and architecture, science. Romans achieved a lot in the field of literature. Virgil is Rome's greatest poet. Aeneid was his epic poetry. Ovid is another great poet, and he has documented the mystical stories of Greek in his book Metamorphoses. Metamorphoses means it is a Latin narrative poem by the Roman poet Ovid. Apart from that, popular poets like Cicero, Plutus, Terence and others were also there. Julius Caesar himself was a good historian and he edited the Gallic battles in 7 volumes. Contribution towards the philosophy also continued the philosophy and thoughts of Greeks rather creating new ones. Cato, which is known as the Socrates of the West is of importance. Art and architecture. Colosseum and amphitheater are the two best examples of the Roman superior architecture. Pantheon is the largest building of Rome, which is with the biggest dome. Their contribution towards science also it is that the Romans had a deep knowledge in mathematics and science. Pliny the Elder prepared an encyclopedia named Natural History, delivering human babies through cesarean operations, that is also known as C-section operation. Vision, correctional eye operations were done, and Galen was a famous doctor of Roman period. So who was a famous doctor of the Roman period? Galen. And Strabo and Ptolemy were the famous geographers of that time. And the laws of Romans are base of all the modern laws, and this is their unique contributions to the field of legal studies. So this is about the science. They had a deep knowledge towards science as well as mathematics. So these are the various developments and contributions of the Romans to Roman civilization. So in the next video, we shall continue with the American civilization. Thank you.